Welcome to this DaVinci Resolve Fusion node breakdown. Today's node is part 2 of our camera tracker node. So we're going to jump into Fusion, and we've got our setup from yesterday, and our track was pretty decent, but anytime we are tracking footage for 3D and everything, we got to realize there's other stuff going on in our footage that we really don't notice that we want to make sure we take out. One of the main things is lens distortion. So most lenses have a little bit of distortion, and in our 3D environments, everything's pretty much straight, and we don't compensate for lens distortion within our 3D environment. So if we exported this track into Fusion itself or another 3D program, it would have all these lens distorted locations applied. So if we tried to build around this, you can see this isn't straight. So anything we built, we would have to build to match that curve. And obviously we don't have markers, and that's just a pain in the butt. So the best thing to do is correct this lens distortion before we get our track. Now within the camera track node, if we go to our solve and we go to solve options, and if we select this enable lens parameters, there's additional parameters to correct for lenses. And what this refine center does is it lets you refine the center, because it's just assuming the center of your footage is the center of the lens, but you may have to refine that center point. Now, selecting this, I imagine, just automatically refines the center because you get no gizmo to move the center around. So I'm assuming it does it on itself. I've never actually used it in this node. And once you select that lens parameter, your refine lens distortion parameters are automatically checked. And what this does is it enables you to select your parameters for lens correction. And by default, it's on division quadric. And this is a node breakdown in itself, covering all these different lens distortions. So I'm going to leave it at this. If you don't know what these mean, you don't play with them. If you do know what they mean, by all means, go ahead and mess around with your lens distortion. But if you have no idea what these mean and what your low order radial distance and all that stuff means, your best bet is to leave this unchecked and not bother with lens distortion within your camera solve node. Because the most common practice is, and I'm sorry about my loud mouse, hold on. There we go, mouse pad makes it better. The most common practice of doing anything in camera tracking is undistorting our footage first. So we did go over this before, and if we hit shift space and search lens distortion, and it's the one with the LENS after it. If you have other ones, these are just OFX versions, but this is the Fusion version. So we're going to add that. And to assist with undistorting our lens here, I like to just get a grid down or some kind of geometry so I can see what's going on, because I can kind of see these are all crooked, but what I really care about is our stairs right here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a rectangle. And this is just normally how I do it. It tends to be the easiest and best way for me, but there's other ways to do it. So I'm going to bring in our rectangle, and let's look at our merge. And let's go ahead and scooch this out. And I'm just going to find a place to kind of line up our lens distortion. If you look down here, you can see our line of our stairs is touching here, then it's going below, and then it's touching back here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our lens distortion, and I'm going to select distort. And I'm going to go to our lens distortion model and just leave it on the default. And I'm going to move this until it is straight. our rectangle down. And obviously this footage isn't perfectly straight. It's kind of turned, but we're not going to mess with that. But that looks pretty good. So it's straighter. You could do even more if you want, because if you notice our sides aren't quite straight, but I'm not worried about our sides for what we're going to do, because we're just going to probably throw something on the steps next to it real quick. So once you've got your lens undistorted, let's go ahead and refresh our camera track here. And actually, let's go ahead and delete it, and we're going to grab a new camera tracker. That way we can ensure we don't have any odd data going on. So we're going to stick our camera tracker in. We're going to use our original little mask we did here and bring that into our occlude mask. And let's go ahead and track our footage. So we're going to auto track. And actually, let me reset that. We're going to go back because I did forget to select bidirectional. Let's hit auto track. And we've got a bunch of tracks in there. And let's go ahead and change our features up to give us some nice features. Let's see what we got. It's not giving us much. So let's give us a little more. And there we go. We got a bunch of features for us. So under our camera, we're not going to make any changes because we do not know what camera this shot was shot with. And under our solve options, we're going to drop this down to 2 and leave that. And let's go ahead and solve. And we got an error of 0.79. So before I go in here and do the easy way of cleaning stuff up, I'm going to show you some of the stuff I went over but kind of skipped yesterday. If you look, we've got a red track right here, and that just means it's a really bad track. And then orange is not so bad, and then green is good. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to toggle on our show solve errors for all of them. So we can see a lot of these are really bad, like this 2.9. So we can select that and we can delete it. So you can see how this can be kind of effective when you want to start selecting some of these bad tracks. Like we can go through here, select all these and delete them. Select these and delete them. And let me go back here and turn those off because it's showing our tracks we had before. Let's delete these. So you can see how this is a little helpful. You can see exactly what your solve error is for each one of those little points. So let's go back, and now we're going to do it the easy way. And let me see if I also wanted to show you this. If you look right up here, I was talking about those reflections up here. You can see we got solve errors of 5, 6, 2, 3. So they're really horrible. 16 on this one. And that's what I was talking about with reflections, because reflections, since they're going kind of the opposite way, they're reflecting of what your footage is actually tracking, you're going to get horrible results with anything that's to do with reflection. So that's why I said a lot of times it's best just to go ahead and mask off anything that's reflecting, like windows and mirrors, and that alleviates a lot of your track issues. So I'm going to get rid of all those. So let's go ahead and zoom out, and I'm going to toggle off our errors for right now, and I'm going to go back up to our track filtering, and I'm going to change our max length to say 10, and our maximum solve error I'm going to change to 1. And actually, let's go 0.8 and see how many that leaves us. All right. So let's go ahead and delete all those selected tracks, and let's resolve. And we're down to 0.28, which is good. Let's go ahead and drop this to say 0.6 and see what that gives us. Let's delete those and resolve. And we're down to 0.27. And we could probably go through here and toggle on our solve errors again and see what's giving us some of these. See this one right here. These are giving us some weird readings. So basically I'm looking for ones that are a little high, like those are sitting at 0.5. And I'm just kind of scanning, looking for some high stuff that we really don't need. Like anything on these, this rail, since I'm not doing anything on the rail, I really don't care too much about those. It's more on the rail. And let's go ahead and delete these and solve. And we're still sitting at like 0.27, but that's good. For what we're doing, that is good. And let's just see if we've got any that are doing odd things. Like these right here, I really don't need any of these. So we're going to delete those. I kind of want to leave these so we have a location. And I'm going to get rid of all these. I'm going to get rid of these. Get rid of that. These that are on the end of that rail. I really don't care about that one. So all we're doing is getting rid of stuff that really isn't going to help us out too much. Same with, honestly, with these few up here. We'll get rid of those. So let's go ahead and solve again. And if we get 2.5, that's great. We're still sitting at 0.27, so apparently that didn't help us out yet. And we can always say, let's drop this to 0.12. And mind you, we're down to 878 tracks. So as we start deleting tracks, it's minimizing our tracks. So our error could possibly go up because we're getting rid of so many tracks. Let's do 0.14. Let's just drop it down a tiny bit. Let's drop this to 0.5. Let's delete all those and let's solve. And we're down to 0.25. So that's good. So this is a good solve for this. And we are looking good. Now down here you have this export flag that I didn't really go over yesterday. If you want to flag something, you can set that as a flag. So that way when you export something, that's the only thing that's going to be exported. So if we don't want, say, any of this actually exported, we can clear them out so it doesn't export. But we're going to go ahead and select everything, and we're going to set them all so they do export. So now that we've got a nice solve, our next step will be exporting and importing into a 3D program. So this is where we will pick up tomorrow. So I will see you in tomorrow's node breakdown as we finish up the camera tracker node.